All right. So, what we're doing, guys, is we're applying the knowledge that we gained from our graded wash and our value scale, and we're going to test it out on an actual item, okay? So, I am going to let you trace because this is not about the rose and drawing the rose. It's more about the painting, the shading and the painting technique, okay?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to give everyone another piece of watercolor paper. Everyone is also going to get a piece of graphite paper and a rose printout. Okay, Nicholas, make sure you're watching. Okay, so the graphite paper has a lighter side and a darker side. Okay, you need to make sure that the dark side is facing down on the paper. Okay, always dark side down for graphite paper. Dark down. And then you center your paper and you decide where you want your image to be. And you get that set up. I want mine to be kind of right in the middle. And then I don't want to actually draw on the rose, but what I can do is trace all the outlines with hard pressure with the end of this really cheap paintbrush, and it'll transfer. Okay, so if you watch me, I'm pushing down, and this is Coach Zamont's technique, and he assures me that this works. So let's see. Oh, yeah, look. Oh, it's hard for you guys to see on
I can see
on the upper screen, but it's definitely working. So I'm pushing down nice and hard, and I want to go over every petal.
And then you went over it again. Did that mess it up?
No, it will not get messed up if you go over it multiple times. You just want to make sure you're not missing anything. It's hard for me to see right here because of all...
Perfectly, because I have 20.
What? Okay, my vision is not the best, but it's the glare. The light makes it harder. So I'm tracing over all of the petal outlines. Yeah, there's a glare. And, yeah, DeMarcus, too many questions, okay? Let me just get through this. Okay, and let's see. I'm doing it quickly. Oh, I think I missed this one right here. You want to make sure you're not missing anything. And I think this kind of goes down here and down right here. Okay, so I think I've gotten everything. I pull it back.
Oh, that's good.
Nice. Now, let me
I saw it for a second.
darken your screen so you can see. There we go.
That's good.
So it traced quite well. Okay. Now,
I knew that before.
Now, I want to start painting it in. Okay. I have other brushes over there for you to choose. I have the regular size, and I do have some thinner brushes, okay? That doesn't mean you get two, okay? You choose one. If you need to trade, put the other one back, and grab a different one. There's plenty for everyone, but I don't want you to hoard all the brushes at your desk. Sometimes people do that. Now, let's see. I have my plate. So to begin, I'm going to get some water, and I'm using my super dirty water. That's totally cool, because I'm okay with that. And I'm going to get my ink. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to work on each petal like it's a graded wash. What is our graded wash?
When it goes from dark to light.
Dark to light.
Yeah, that's more of the fade, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm touching my paintbrush in my ink. Then I'm touching my water and I'm mixing it up so I get a nice middle to darker value. Okay. Now, how do I start a graded wash?
You start at the dark part.
And then, no, you put water.
Yeah, Sophie had it. It's wet. It's got to start with a little bit of water. So I'm going to choose a petal. So I'm going to look at my rose right here. And let's just choose, I'm going to go with this petal right here. I know it's hard for you guys to see on the screen, so I'm going to lighten it again because it's kind of pretty dark. But it's darker right here on the inside. And then as the petal kind of gets farther away from the center of the rose, it lightens. Okay. So I'm going to try to see if I can do that. So I'm going to take my paintbrush with my water. And my water's so dark. It's like and I'm using a dirty piece of paper. It's already got splashes on it, but that's okay. So you'll see things kind of pop up with the splashes, but don't worry about it. Yeah, that's just from splashes from someone else. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to no, I don't even know really how that happened. Now I'm going to get my darker, and I'm going to come in with my darker right here.
Big fist.
And I'm tracing my darker along the edge. Okay, and then I'm going to rinse that brush. I'm going to dry it off, and then I'm going to use my dry brush to blend it out. And I do find those lines to be quite distracting. Sorry guys, I didn't know that they would be so annoying. Okay, well, I find it to be distracting. I'm going to try this one over here. I think this doesn't have any spaces. So with this one, there's no lines, so this will help. Okay, so I'm going to fill in with my water. Now, let's think about if we do two petals that are right next to each other. What would happen?
They will connect.
Yeah, it'll spread. So you have to do opposite petals, and you can't do a petal that's right next to another petal until the first one is dry.
Yeah.
You're going to have to work slowly, like one section at a time.
One section at a time.
One section. Patience that not everybody maybe has. But
I have patience.
I'm going to take some of this water. It's got a little more water than I would like on here. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with my darker value. Where's my darker value? I'm going to come in with my darker value right along the edge. And I definitely have more water than I ever like to have because it's looking kind of funky.
Funky monkey.
So I can dry my brush off, and then I can start tapping it to suck up some of that water. Yes, but right along the darkest inner portion. So I know that it's going to be darker and it's going to fade out. And I'm going to dry my brush. And this, guys, is just takes practice. Rinse and dry, rinse and dry. And then you can kind of pull it off if you have a paper towel. And you just kind of keep moving it around. And then, oh, it needs to be darker right along the edge. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to darken it right here. You should probably water it down a little bit. But you want to start seeing if you can do each petal with a nice fade. And that's all really we're going for, is to do one petal at a time. And to fade each one out. And this one right here that I just did is still not fully dry. So I must wait until it is pretty dry in order to do another one that's right next to it. Okay? Over here? Well, I need to do this one, but if you look at the photo, it's, you know, it's pretty, well, it's hard for you to see on the screen, but it's quite dark. Okay? So that's going to be our goal. We're going to see if we can apply the skills that we learned to painting an actual thing. So we're using the ink to show value on an actual thing. What do you think?
No.
Yes. Yes.